Yes. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. Back again with another video. NFL talk show. With the big guy himself. He's in the house. Big guy himself.
We're here.
Yeah, they call me the Don. You can hear that he's ready to go. It is what it is. Big Banting is all about draft at the moment at the NFL. But the big guy himself is going to talk about it. He's ready to go. So many discussion on this platform on NFL Talk. Please, if you are watching this for the first time, you know what to do. Let me tell you what to do. Subscribe to the channel. So much content coming up. Basketball is coming up. I mean NBA. It's only on this channel you get the best. It is what it is, Big Mountain. The NFL Talk Show.
We're here.
Yeah, it's ready to go now.
Hope you're all ready. It's going to be a big show. Got a lot to talk about.
All right. Yes, it is what it is.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe too. Feel free to call into the show.
You hear that?
We want to hear what y'all think. Give us your opinion, thoughts, your hopes, your fears, your dreams. We don't care. Just call and talk to us. I hope y'all enjoy the show.
Yes, the game. American football is ready. It's all about the draft.
These are the guys.
The big guys here. It is what it is.
Oh yeah. What's not to love? Got a beautiful day outside. We're going to be talking about the NFL draft. Hope everybody's ready. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to NFL Talk Show. I'm your host, the big guy. Well, I'm your host until they find somebody better. So until then, here I am. I'm going to hold it down. We got a lot to discuss today. We went through the first 10 picks of the first round last week. I kept it pretty simple. One thing you can expect with the draft is that there will be trades. Teams will be trading picks while they're on the clock, while they're picking. I didn't include any trades because we're just going to keep it basic. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of movement, a lot of people making phone calls, taking phone calls, wheeling and dealing, just everybody trying to get ahead of everybody trying to outsmart everybody. So with that being said, here is the NFL draft order. Now, this was my fault. I provided this graphic for the producer, and one correction I will make is actually, I'm sorry. Two corrections I should make is that where you see the Eagles picking twice in a row, they actually traded with the Saints. So the Saints are going to move up to that number 16 spot, and the Eagles are actually going back to their spot. But like I said, it's not a big deal. And then the Raiders, they no longer own that 22nd pick. That pick went to the Packers in the Devontae Adams trade. But like I said, we'll cover that when we get to those spots. But I just wanted to let you know that was a mistake on my behalf. So, all right, guys and girls and whoever's watching, let's get it started. So, The next team we're going to talk about is the Washington Commanders. Now, they were formerly known as the Redskins, but they're now the Commanders. They have a lot of needs: wide receiver, linebacker, safety. There's a guy I actually think would go really well there, and that's Chris Olave from Ohio State University, the wide receiver. I think he would be a good guy to pair up with Terry McLaurin. I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name, but if we could bring that graphic up of Chris Olave. Chris Olave, the wide receiver. Thank you. So Chris Olave, he had a heck of a career at Ohio State. Big time receiver. I mean, he's 6'1". He's got good speed. You can see all the information here we got about him. I mean, he's probably, statistically the greatest receiver in Ohio State University history. So Washington definitely has a need at receiver. Like I said, Terry McLaurin there. Oh, man, I just keep butchering his name. He's a really good receiver, but he needs somebody else there with him, maybe somebody that can stretch the field a little bit. And I do believe they actually played at Ohio State together for, I think, a year or so. So I think they probably do have some familiarity with each other. So I think wide receiver is where Washington goes with this pick. They have a lot of needs. Now, Washington being Washington, and, their owner is a guy named Dan Snyder. And if you don't know anything about football, Dan Snyder is one of the worst owners in the NFL. He's just inept at his job, and I don't know what he's thinking most of the time. So who knows? Like I said, I picked what I thought would be a good pick for them, but come draft day, Washington could really surprise us and just go in a complete opposite direction. But like I said, Chris Olave from Ohio State, I think would be the pick here. So the next team we're going to look at is the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, they play in the NFC North division. They have Kirk Cousins currently at quarterback. They do have some needs at the cornerback position, safety, and defensive end. So you can actually bring that first one up of Andrew Booth, because this is actually Andrew Booth, cornerback, Clemson University. He's played some big-time football there at Clemson. Clemson's been in the college football playoffs a couple times in the last couple years. They've won a national championship a couple times in the years past. So Andrew Booth, I think he would be a good pick for the Vikings here. They definitely need help at corner. They brought Patrick Peterson back, who at one point in time was one of the best corners in the NFL, but age catches up, with most of the players at some point in time. They brought him back for another year, but he's not the guy. They need to bring another young guy in to develop, and Andrew Booth, I think, could be that guy to help lock down the corner position, because, look, the Vikings, they don't have to worry about Devontae Adams anymore in their division, but still, there's other guys out there they're going to have to worry about, So a guy like Andrew Booth, he's got pretty good size, and he's played at the, a high level, playing for Clemson University, who, is usually in contention for the title almost every year, or at least recently. So, he would be a guy that I think would be starting day one for the Vikings. That would be my pick. So I say, they go cornerback and go with Andrew Booth. The next team on the list is, this for you Ravens fans, is the Cleveland Browns, because I just know how much you guys love the Cleveland Browns here in Baltimore. Cleveland has needs at defensive end, defensive tackle, and wide receiver. Let me see. Can you bring up Nakobe Dean? Here we go. Nakobe Dean from University of Georgia, the national champion Georgia Bulldogs. I don't know where these guys came from. There's about 4 or 5 guys that I think might possibly go in the first round. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but these guys, you look at some of these guys, look at their size, look how big they are. And they just had the NFL Combine, which the Combine is where they test these guys out. They want to see how fast they can run, how long they can jump, how high they can jump. I mean, things like that. Their agility, things like that. And these guys, for as big as they are, I mean, they were just, blowing these drills up. So Nakobe Dean, he's who I am going to take to go to Cleveland and hopefully help their defense out, because on paper, the Browns are still supposed to be one of the better teams in the NFL, especially now that they have Deshaun Watson at quarterback. Like I said, there's a couple different directions they could have went, but I like to pick Nakobe Dean going to Cleveland. But I'm not going to linger on the Browns too long because I know we have some Raven fans watching. So, I don't want to lose any subscribers over talking about the Browns too much. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to the next pick, and that's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I can just practically hear everybody at home cheering. They're excited. Oh, the Ravens. Can you look up Tyler Linderbaum? I think that's his name. Yes, Tyler Linderbaum. This guy. This is who I think I hear Ravens fans clamor for the most. They need help in their interior offensive line. If you've been a Ravens fan for a while, you remember they had a guy named Marshall Yanda who is probably going to the Hall of Fame in a couple of years because he played the guard position and he was dominant. He was Iowa University, which is also where Linderbaum comes from. The Ravens need to get back to having some guys there in the interior, guys that are mean and nasty and that can hold their own. Help support the run game. Basically not take any crap off anybody. And Linderbaum would be the best case scenario for the Ravens, I think. I know they have other needs at like cornerback and defensive end, but they need to solidify the inside of that offensive line. And like I said, Tyler Linderbaum, had a great college career. I think he checks off all the boxes what you're looking for in a prospect. He comes in day one and plays, and not just plays, but I think plays well. Is he going to go to the Pro Bowl in his first year? I don't think so, but anything could happen. But give Lamar Jackson that support he needs, a guy there in the middle that's going to, block the interior defensive line from trying to get in there and get after him. Help the run game, because if the run game's going good, that gives Lamar Jackson more opportunities to do what he does. And maybe the Ravens can take the next step they need to try to advance further in the playoffs because, Lamar Jackson's extremely talented. He's shown at times that he can do, amazing things, but I think the Ravens need to try to reel him in a little bit, get him blockers, get guys to hold offensive line, because sometimes he runs like he, doesn't have anybody blocking for him, and we've seen guys run for their lives who had terrible offensive lines, but the Ravens may not have the best line, but they definitely could be worse. So, like I said, Linderbaum, I think, is the guy that the Ravens go with, and you lock him in, and he's going to be starting. This guy right here, he's going to be a future Pro Bowler, I'm sure. Maybe all pro as well. And the Ravens are a well-ran organization. They're smart guys. So, like I said, that would be my pick for them. So, we're going to move on to our next team, and that would be the Philadelphia Eagles. As they say, fly, Eagles, fly. Who do we have next on the list? Prospects. Let's see. Sure, Devin Lloyd. Why not? All right, so we'll say Eagles go with Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd had a really, really good college career at University of Utah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who to really compare him to. first name that popped into my head was Bobby Wagner, who just went to the Rams, but maybe that's not a fair comparison. But Devin Lloyd, he's great because he can play inside linebacker, in the middle, but he can also play outside. Strong to the point of attack. He's on the ball. That would help a team like the Eagles, immediately help their defense. So Devin Lloyd, as you can see his accolades, he had a really good career at Utah and really helped put Utah, in some big games, So, yeah, I think Devin Lloyd. I think that would be a really, really solid pick for them. I'm not going to pretend to be, extremely familiar with the Eagles, but I know enough that a guy like Devin Lloyd, if you're picking in this part of the round, somebody like him, you could put him in. He could play any of those linebacker spots. He's going to help right away. So Eagles go Devin Lloyd, University of Utah. All right, next up on the list, who do we got? Garrett Wilson. All right, Garrett Wilson, another Ohio State receiver. Played with Chris Olave. Garrett Wilson, I think, why not send him to New Orleans? Go play with Jameis Winston and the Saints. Saints have another Ohio State receiver, guy named Michael Thomas, who his first couple years in the NFL was just burning it up. He was catching everything that came his way. I think over the last couple years between injuries, and I think some people just maybe not liking his personality. Some people may think he came off a little selfish. So bringing in a guy like Garrett Wilson, who I think is either going to push Michael Thomas, push his ego, push his pride, maybe make him want to, either work harder or just whatever it may be. Or maybe that's the Saints' way of saying, like, hey, Michael Thomas, it's been nice knowing you, but we're about to give you your walking papers. So Jameis Winston, I think, still has potential to be a good QB in this league. He was a number one pick. So get him some help. Get him another receiver, somebody that's going to come in there and be dynamic right away. I like Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. They had just great skill position players the last couple of years. So Garrett Wilson to the Saints, I think that automatically upgrades their receivers. Gives them Winston more help and, maybe makes them a little more dangerous. I'm not expecting a lot out of the Saints this year, but, maybe with a guy like Wilson in the fold, maybe they surprise us a little bit. So Saints go Garrett Wilson. So we're going to move on to our next team here. And I just want to say to everybody, appreciate you watching, listening. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Please leave some comments. I haven't seen anybody leaving comments. I want to hear from you guys, whether you just want to say hi, or that you enjoy the show, or if you have legitimate questions. And if you want to leave questions in the comments, I'm gonna make sure Mr. Producer, the Donna Sports Entertainment, pass it on to me so I can if I need to do some research and get back to you. And I take it seriously, when our fans of our channel, if they want to know something, we'll try my best to give you the best answer I can give. I definitely do not claim to be an expert, but I'm a pretty big fan of the NFL, have been most of my life. So, like I said, just get involved. We want to hear more from you. You can help shape, the direction of the show, the content we're doing. And as always, if you're interested in being part of the show, if you want to come on one weekend, just let us know and we can try and make the arrangements and make it happen. We enjoy hearing from different people from different backgrounds. Everybody brings different perspectives, which I think makes for an interesting show. So we definitely enjoy the opportunity to be able to talk to some of y'all, so again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video, and we're going to move on to our next team. So you're looking at the draft order. The next team picking is the Los Angeles Chargers, formerly San Diego Chargers. They've been in LA a couple years now. And Yeah, they're sharing LA with the world champion Rams. So it seems like almost every year that the Chargers, you know, are a lot of people's pick to, oh, they might surprise people and, you know, make a run for the Super Bowl. I think the Chargers are the epitome of always falling just short. They have a really talented team. Uh, they've got a lot of great pieces on defense. So who's our next prospect? You know what? Okay, Jordan Davis. That's another University of Georgia player. He's another one of these guys that's an athletic freak. So yeah, let's have the Chargers take Jordan Davis. I think that'd be a great pick. I think he's really talented. Um, he's got a lot of athletic ability. Played at a high level. Again, playing for the college champion Georgia Bulldogs. Chargers. I know they could definitely use some help at the linebacker position. I mean, I think they've got a really good defensive line. They got a guy named Derwin James playing safety, who's one of the most versatile safeties in the NFL. But Jordan Davis, he's another strong prospect from that Georgia program. I think they could go different ways, like I said. But Jordan Davis, why not? You could put Helm on there with Bosa. He'd be that partner in crime I think Bosa needs. When Bosa's getting doubled or even triple teamed, Davis would really help out a lot. So, yeah, I like that pick, Jordan Davis, because you see what the AFC West has become. We got Russell Wilson in that division. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Justin Herbert. And my boy, Derek Carr, plays for the Raiders. Las Vegas, Raider Nation for life, pride and poise, commitment to excellence. My producer's over here shaking his head. He just doesn't understand, but if you know, you know. So that'd be a good pick for the Chargers, but I hope not too good of a pick because we got to play them twice a year. All right. So after the Chargers, we got the Philadelphia Eagles picking again. They've really got an opportunity. Actually, let's see who we got. Let me see. Kenyon Green. Let me see. Kenyon Green from Texas A&M, offensive tackle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they need some help. They got right tackle locked up with Lane Johnson, even though I think he's probably 30 or 31 now. But, we've seen that tackles can play at a strong level. I mean, if you watch the Super Bowl, the Rams had a left tackle who was 40 years old and was still playing at a high level. He just retired. But that's a special player right there. But there's been some guys to play, into their late 30s still play well. But anyway, so the Eagles got Lane Johnson at the right tackle. Now the left tackle, we've talked about this when if you watched the preview for the Football 101, left tackle is a crucial position because he's the guy, again, he's protecting the quarterback. He's protecting his blind side. QB's trying to focus on making his reads. Where is he going to throw the ball? Is he handing the ball off? If you're protecting that side because you have some dominant defensive players coming from that side, you need a guy that can step in there, hold his own, put that guy in the dirt, put him on his back, whatever you got to do. They call it pancaking, put him down, just, you need a guy that's just not going to get overpowered or finessed. He's got to protect his quarterback. So, yeah. Kenyon Green from Texas A&M. You put him on that left side to help protect Mr. Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. And even if you don't have the greatest QB in the world, when you have somebody who is a strong left tackle, or a tackle in general, you see when they're protecting those edges, how much easier it makes a quarterback's life. So yeah, that would be a good pick to go there for the Eagles, because they drafted Andre Dillard a couple years ago. Sounds like he's probably on his way out. They're probably going to try to trade him, maybe get a later draft pick for him, but I don't think he's really quite panned out the way they expected. So yeah, Eagles go Kenyon Green, Texas A&M University. So with that, we're going to move on to another favorite team of the Ravens community, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers, oh boy, oh boy. It's been the first time since 2004 that we won't see Ben Roethlisberger in a Steelers uniform. He is finally retired. He had a great career. Love him or hate him, he was a tough SOB. I mean, he could take a beating. But the future starts now. Can you pull up Trevor Penning? I don't even think he's gonna still be here by this point. I probably needed to really rethink how I was taking these picks. But Trevor Penning, I mean, we've got like, I think 4, maybe possibly 5 left tackles or tackles in general that could go in the first round. And Trevor Penning, this guy, I mean, he's a mountain of a man, and he can move. I mean, a guy that's like 6'7", 330, and runs faster than me. Not that that's really saying a lot, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to beat my producer in a foot race. I mean, this guy is that athletic, and at that size, that's scary. I mean, could you imagine this guy? He's blocking for you. He's blocking that blind side. These defenders are like, oh man, look at this big corn-fed farm boy. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put a little move on him. No, this guy, he's good on his feet. He's strong. He holds up in there. He's not going to get overpowered, but also, like I said, he's pretty darn athletic. I know some people I've seen them compare him to the left tackle for the Raiders, Colton Miller, who, like I said, I mean, when you're seeing guys that are getting to be 6'6", 6'7", but can still be pretty light on their feet, I think that's just been the way the game's been moving towards, where, years ago you would have these tackles that were just kind of big, they would call it road grader types, just kind of there, and they're just a wall. But now these guys, they got to move around a little bit. Some of these tackles, when they went to college, they started out as maybe tight ends or things like that, and the coaches were like, put on a little bit of weight, and we're going to throw you on offensive line. Trevor Penning, he would be a great pick for them, for the Steelers, to protect whoever the quarterback's going to be. We know, unfortunately, it's not going to be Dwayne Haskins, who, again, passed away last week. But they signed Mitchell Trubisky, the former first-round pick of the Bears. Some people still think maybe his career can be salvaged. I mean, he's still young, I think 24, 25. So Penning would be doing him some favors, help blocking him as they try to see what they have in him. I am sure that this first round pick is going to determine where the Steelers go this year. If they take a guy like Trevor Penning at tackle, then I think they're rolling with Trubisky. But these QBs this year just aren't that strong, and I don't think even at 20 I would be comfortable with taking one of these QBs unless they really blew me away in interviews or somebody told me something I just couldn't, resist taking them. But yeah, I say take left tackle and go Trevor Penning or whoever the best tackle is going to be available at that time. And I think we're going to do, let me see. All right, we're going to go one more team here. And that would be the New England Patriots. My, oh my. No more Tom Brady in New England. He's been gone. They've got their new QB of the future, Mac Jones. Brady, when he was there, he made a habit of making some otherwise average-looking guys look really good at wide receiver and running back. I think maybe Mac Jones has some of those qualities, but last year was his first year, so let's not anoint him yet. Let's not, put that on him. But I know the Patriots, obviously, they need a receiver. They drafted a guy a couple years ago in the first round, N'Keal Harry, who quite hasn't panned out to what they were expecting. I'm surprised he's still with the team. Maybe they give him one more year. But I think if he doesn't get cut after the draft or traded during the draft, I think by the time we get towards training camp, I think N'Keal Harry's gone because I don't know, injuries and just being inconsistent, he hasn't developed into what they need. So let's see who we got on the list here. All right, well, he's not a receiver, but this would be a very good pick for them. Trent McDuffie, cornerback, University of Washington Huskies. Him and his teammate are also they're both potential first-round picks. And Trent McDuffie, very good career at University of Washington. I think any team, especially if you're selecting down here in this part of the first round, that means you had a pretty good year. You made the playoffs, but you quite didn't get over the hump. And if you can throw a guy like McDuffie into the mix, he was a 3-year starter at University of Washington. Aggressive tackler. He has good coverage skills. He's probably not the fastest guy in the world, but and I'm definitely not calling him slow. But Patriots keep on strengthening that defense. They traded away Stephon Gilmore to the Panthers last year, so I think they could use another guy to step in there. Again, like I said, I know there's a need at receiver, but they say this is going to be a big draft for receivers. There's going to be receivers to be had for rounds. So maybe they hold off on that and they go with some other pressing needs in the first round there. So Trent McDuffie, cornerback, University of Washington, to the New England Patriots. And I think that's where we're going to stop it for this week. Hopefully we covered some ground, got you familiar with some prospects from college. Next week when we come back, I'm going to try to come back and I'm going to make sure I got some more notes for you guys, but I'm still in the learning process here. I'm just trying to feel this out. Like I said, when it comes to the actual NFL draft, and I think maybe it's a 3-day event. I think the one day we may go live during the draft and cover some of it. And when you see that, I think you're going to see there's going to be a lot more action than what like I said, I'm just doing it as if nobody's going to make trades or moves. We know that's not going to happen. I've watched the draft for many years. It's a big thing. Like I said, teams are calling each other up, offering to make trades. I'll give you this guy or I'll give you these picks. You can tell when teams really want somebody, how desperate are they going to get? What extra can you get from them just to give them what they want? So, but like I said, we're going to keep covering these prospects. I'm going to come at you with some more prospects next week. And I think we'll be able to finish out the first round. And I think we'll probably get maybe through the second round before the draft starts. I'm not sure, but I'm going to get you familiar with some of these names because you're going to see a lot of these guys going real early in the draft. So appreciate everybody watching. Had a great time with you guys and girls. Laura, we appreciate you. We know you're the #1 fan. I'm going to pass it back to the Donna Sports Entertainment. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like and subscribe. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter.
That's the big guy himself. Big Mountain. It is what it is. That's all we got for this week. Next week is going to be massive. Please, if you are watching this for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. The NBA Talk Show is around the corner. We'll be coming in. It is what it is. Before I sign out from the studio, just want you to quickly watch this.
How's everybody doing today on this Saturday? You know me, it's the big guy. This is going to be the first of a series of videos called Football 101. The NFL, or National Football League, has been around since 1920. Football has been played in this country probably since at least maybe 1875. The game looked a lot different, but over the years, through people innovating and coming up with ideas, the game has changed a lot, but still the core concepts are the same. But like I said, this series will just help us outline things for the new fan who, like I said, may not understand how the game is played.
Yes. The Don is signing out. And the big arm himself. Thank you, viewers. Thank you once again, all our subscribers doing this. You're awesome. Keep subscribing. We're about 1,720 something. Please, let's hit it. Let's go. It's a community. You're building a community all over the world. Yes.
And you know, Ronaldo had a hat trick.
Yeah, hat trick from Ronaldo.
And you can come with the hat trick if
you
like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes.
That's the hat trick.
All right, you heard it from the main guy. Let's get out of this place. Let's get out. Thank you, everybody, once again. On this final note, thank you, everybody. Bye for now.